It's good to be outside. I'm gonna wave to this person. Just hang on a second. Hey, woo, bike blogger here. Topic of the day. Topic of the day. Your bike has been stolen. Watch out for the car. Left hook, watch out for the left hook. Okay, anyway, your bike has been stolen. What do? Should you steal back your own bike? Should you do it? Well, is it stealing? If someone has stolen something from you and you want it back, can you just take it back? Is that legal? I don't know, I'm not a lawyer. But you gotta worry about other laws, right? So this is a little warning to you. If you're thinking about stealing back your own bike, and should you do it, my advice is be very careful. If it's like you see your bike, it's locked up, it's I'm gonna make a right turn here, it's in a a public space, like let's say a park or something. I'm just kind of going in circles here on my way home from work. I'm gonna go left actually. It's in a public space, like let's say it's in a park, but it's locked up. Technically, you break the lock, you have to pay for the lock, right? If it's not your lock. But if it's your bike, you're not really stealing your bike. But we're talking about right there, damaging property. Now, there's also the risk that, hey, unless your bike is very obvious and unique looking, what if you have some sort of generic looking bike? You could be confused, you could have been mistaken. You might actually be stealing someone else's bike and you wouldn't even know it. Just because it looks similar to your bike, maybe some parts have been swapped. Just things to be aware of, things to be aware of. Because that's a risk. You end up stealing a bike that's not even yours. If it's on private property, now you're getting into trespassing and all this other goodness. Like, okay, what if you see the bike, it's on someone's porch. Even better yet, let's say it's on someone's covered porch behind a locked screen door or something. You want to break the screen door and get in there and get your bike, right? Well, that's not exactly legal. It's not exactly legal to do that. So obviously the number one thing to do first is to call the police, see if they can help you. Unfortunately, it depends on where you live, what kind of is, how quiet of a town you live in. The police may not be able to help you, or they may be unwilling to help you. A lot of times, it's not really their fault. Let's go straight here. A lot of times, the police, they kind of add, this is my experience, all right? I'm not saying all cops are this way, but they kind of prioritize things, and a stolen bike, generally, they don't consider it very high priority. Obviously, as you imagine, a high priority would be people sustaining, personal injury. People are actually getting shot, people getting stabbed, people getting punched. Things where people are getting hurt. Property crime, kind of lower. Now, if it's valuable property crime, like we're talking about, like people rioting in the streets and damaging, private businesses that bring in tax revenue, they may consider that a higher priority. Again, I understand you got a $600 bike. The cops are like, $600 may be a lot to you, but to the city, $600 is not much at all to the city. Let's make it right here. So, I don't know. Anyway, the first thing I'd say is call the police if you can. Or give it a shot at least. At least have a police report. That'll help you with insurance. If you have your bike insured in some way for your home insurance or private belonging insurance in your apartment or whatever, that can help you having something official, some sort of a report, and then get the report number from the cop. Let's go this way. I'm just making circles, guys. It's late in the day. Kind of tired of it now, but I'm making circles anyway because I like riding my bike. One of my favorite times of the day is actually riding my bike, commuting from it's the journey, commuting from work to home and home to work. So if you see your bike and it's listed like on Craigslist, again, my advice would be if you're really sure it's your bike, set up a meet with the person selling it. That way you can go and verify, and you don't have to pay to buy your own bike back. You shouldn't have to do that, right? If you're really certain it's your bike, but you're a little, you gotta be your safety is more important than anything else, right? Of course, us cyclists are always like, if we fall and get hurt, first thing we ask is like, is the bike okay, right? That's one of my first reactions. As long as my head's still on my shoulders. Well, the thing I would do, if you could, ideally what you would do is you'd have the police officer or policewoman, police person, whatever, they would meet with the guy selling the item on Craigslist. And by the way, if you ever sell anything on Craigslist or someplace, usually there's safe places to do that. I mean, I've sold some stuff before, but you want to do it in a public place, of course. Go to like a local coffee shop, or a lot of times there'll be places like within a government building, like within the like around where I live, they offer they suggest you do it within the entrance to the police department building. Actually, you can actually exchange items supposedly. Can I make a left here? Just do not enter. Let's see here. I'm crossing double yellows, but looks like we can go this way. I don't think I should have made a left there. That's okay. It's all good. It's all good. Let's watch out for cars coming out of the alleyways here. Woo! On a wild work. So yeah, basically it's a very risky endeavor to steal back your own bike, because if there's somebody there watching it, you could deal with all sorts of things. It could be, you break their lock, that's breaking their property. You could be trespassing. You could get in an assault sort of situation where then they're like, hey, what are you doing? Then they shove you, you shove them back, quickly escalates. Maybe they have a gun, I don't know. It could be very, 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 very dangerous, which is why ideally you would have at least someone else with you. Maybe have a buddy with you or something, if you can't get a police officer to show up. But in this case, in this sort of thing, property crimes, police are best useful in terms of, filing a report. Of course, if you get hit by somebody while riding your bike, you want the police report for that too. If nothing else, again, for your damaged bike. But you don't know if you're really hurt or not. You want to, of course, be checked out by EMS or whatever to make sure you're okay. But you want all this stuff documented. Documentation is very important. But stealing back your own bike, I don't recommend it, unless you can set something up like if it's a Craigslist or something, and if it's for sale, you can see your bike is up there listed for sale. Set up a meet, try to get a police officer to go with you, have a buddy go with you, something, so then you have a little backup, I guess is what I'm saying. But I don't want any of you guys or gals getting yourselves into danger. So my recommendation is do not go try to steal back your own bike. Now, if the bike is not locked up, it's just sitting in a park, there appears to be nobody around watching it, and you walk up to it, you look at it, you give it a good looks over, you're fairly certain, you're really certain, actually you're absolutely certain it is your bike, take it, I guess, right? Am I recommending people steal bikes? No. But yeah, you better be absolutely certain, because you don't want to be the bad guy, right? Because now you're stealing other people's bikes. We don't want to put more negative energy into the universe, of course. So yeah, getting your bike stolen stinks. So number one, always prevention. Make sure you got a couple good heavy duty locks. It's gonna be fun here. Slow down for this guy. He's gonna turn. There we go. I knew he was about to turn around. He had his back to me. I could have stopped, but I'm going. I gotta roll. I gotta roll with it. I got a fluidity here. We got keep the pumped up energy going here on the BikeBlogger channel. Wow, look at all the leaves everywhere. I think they got all the leaves in the street because they're gonna sweep them. They got like a machine or a truck that comes by and vacuums up the leaves. They only do it like once or twice a year. They do it on different for different residential blocks. They do it at different times of the year. Oh, a little bit of A little bit of leaf stuff blown up in my eye, I think. Maybe I shouldn't have gone past that leaf blower, dude. I didn't notice if he was wearing goggles or not. I want to wear some sort of eye protection, at least sunglasses or something when you're messing with a leaf blower and kicking up all sorts of nastiness. I found wearing some sort of a mask over your face when you're cutting grass, that can do wonders too in terms of preventing you getting sick. I mean, some of us are a little more sensitive to these sort of things than others, but that's no fun. Once I actually burned something in an oven, I opened up the oven, there was smoke coming out everywhere. You know, I always say, you know, smoke, fires, yada yada kills. I did not realize how much smoke stings your eyes. Hot smoke in your face, not fun. Run those little feet, run those little feet. All right, on our way home from work today. That runner's going the right. Good, here we go. I didn't signal, why didn't I signal? Bike blogger, you're supposed to signal, put your arm out. I didn't signal because I was holding on to the handlebars. Again, your own safety is paramount. It's very important that you communicate with people on the road, but again, number one is your own safety. If you don't feel comfortable sticking your arm out, don't do it. Now, what are you saying, bike blogger? Last video, you were riding your bike all around all over the place, single-handed. Yeah, that's a little different. This is a street, you know? Got these massive cars around me. Not sure, it's not the best thing to do to ride around single-handed on a bike on a multi-use trail with other pedestrians, but especially in the road, gotta keep both hands on the wheel. That's what they tell you to do when you're driving a car. It should be the same way on a bike, right? Should be. Up the hill. Up the hill. Whew. The trees are still changing colors. Nice and pretty. Got a little bit of that red and green and yellow. That looks like, is that a new house over there? They might have gotten new windows, I don't know. The windows all have tags on them, like they just put new windows in that house. Whew. Sort of funny, some of these houses you can't even see during much of the year. They're blocked by foliage and whatnot. This guy gonna let me go? Yes, he is. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Whew. It is what? Mid-November. Mid-November. Feels wonderful outside. Within another month or so, it's gonna be getting cold. It's gonna be long sleeve weather, especially in the crisp mornings. Not yet though, not yet though. Not around where I live, at least. I don't live up in like Minnesota area. I live in the center of the Midwest of the United States. Whew. Yeah, see, there's more of these leaves out in the street. This is leaf blowing time. Leaf vacuuming time. Leaf vacuuming time. So the only problem with that is makes it so you can't park as easily. So you're probably gonna get more people in the bike lane. This bike lane's actually pretty sweet. Look how wide this lane is, at least right now. Let's make it right. Yom. Whee! Wow, look at all the pretty colors, guys. It's so pretty outside. You should go ride a bike. If you got a bike, go ride it. If you haven't ridden your bike in a while, I'll give you a little mission here. Try to get on your bike, pump up the tires. Maybe they don't hold air very well. Ride around the block once or twice before the winter. See if you can do that. Get out there and enjoy it. It's nice. If you're in good shape, get out there and try to ride 30 miles. Do it on a weekend sometime. Go with a friend, whatever. Just go do it, ride your bike. The more we're out on the streets, us cyclists, the more the motorists will expect us to be out here, and maybe the nicer they'll be to us. I don't know. It's good to be outside. I'm gonna wave to this person. Just hang on a second. Hey, I did a little wave. Someone complained recently. People always wonder, like, why don't you wave to cyclists more? You know what? I think I'll probably do a video on that. I have to find an area where I see a lot of cyclists, and I'll just wave to everybody, just so I can make those people happy who like to comment on my videos, because I appreciate you guys commenting on my videos, liking, subscribing, all that good stuff. Woo! It's beautiful outside. Let's ride. See you next time.